Good evening, folks. Deb Delapiana, and this is your Shut the Fuck Up. You know, I wasn't much in the mood for levity today. I mean, last night, but every now and then, you just can't avoid it, and that's largely because of the material that we have to work with here with this Congress. So we're gonna talk a little tonight, and pardon this. I left my window open when I went to work today, and I'm waiting for the heat to do its thing, and my neck's a little cold, so I got my Red Sox, whatever you want to call us, on scarf. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start this off with the My Pillow guy. So Mike Lindell says that his fans, now I don't know who the fuck these fans are, but says that his fans are urging him to challenge Ronna McDaniel for the RNC chair position. Now, to me, this is like having two assholes running against each other, okay? Because one lies and the other swears to it. But Mike Lindell says that before he can do that, he has to pray on it first. He has to pray on it, and he will indeed accept this challenge if it's God's will. I can't honestly imagine God fucking deciding that Mike Lindell is a good choice for this. I'm pretty sure that God wouldn't be happy with any of what's going on here. If there's a God, he can't be happy with this. And next, Eric Trump. He isn't as vocal as Don Jr., but he's nevertheless just as big a liar as Don Jr. So Eric Trump says that the Democrats want to get rid of religion, churches, pastors. They've declared war on the family unit, the flag, patriotism, the Pledge of Allegiance, and in God we trust on our currency. So let's do a quick one with all of those items. The Democrats want to get religion in churches. They want to eliminate them. Joe Biden goes to church every Sunday with his family. Nancy Pelosi goes to church. There are a whole host of Democrats, that actually do go to church and do partake of the religion thing. So that's a fucking lie, and he can shut the fuck up. As far as getting rid of pastors, we have a couple of them in office, one of them being Raphael Warnock. The only thing the other side's got is a fake cop with a plastic badge. Declaring war on the family unit. No. That's not exactly what's going on here, Sonny. What's going on here is that a family unit, for many of us, is not defined as a man and a woman with two children and a fucking station wagon. Of course, you don't make station wagons anymore, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's call it an SUV then. That's not the only family unit that exists. I have a family. I'm gay, and I have two daughters. Okay. I have two friends who are gay men and have a son. I know people from all over the place who don't have the, right wing's vision of what a family is. A family is a group of people who love each other. Okay. And by definition, that can encompass everything. So you can shut the fuck up, Eric. As far as declaring war on the flag and all of that shit, you know what? Waving the fucking flag, that's statism. That's not patriotism. By the way, patriotism is not defined as overthrowing the government to reinstall a dime store dictator. That's not patriotism. As far as the Pledge of Allegiance is concerned, I don't know. All I know is I gave my children in school permission to not stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance if they didn't want to, and no one gave them any trouble. Those who wanted to stand up and do the pledge could stand up and do the pledge. Those who did not want to stand up and do the pledge weren't forced to stand up and do the pledge. You want the fucking pledge in school? Make it fucking optional, okay? How about that? That worked? That works for me. Okay. Again, the pledge isn't going to make you a better citizen. It isn't. You're just reciting something from rote. It has nothing to do with being patriotic or making you more patriotic. It's a bunch of blather. Okay. And as far as the "in God we trust" on the money, who gives a shit? Really? Who actually gives a shit? What does that mean to have "in God we trust" on the fucking money? All right. I just can't. You know what? This is all a bunch of hogwash. Eric, shut the fuck up. Number 3, Kyle Rittenhouse is grifting off the public to pay his civil lawsuit legal fees. Okay. Now, just because he was found not guilty, that is not the same as he is innocent. He was found not guilty. Just because he was found not guilty doesn't mean he can't be sued civilly for the same crime. And it was a crime, and he is a fucking thug, and he did shoot and kill 2 people and maim another. It's the way life goes. You want to do the crime, you got to pay the price. But it's how he is raising the money. He's raising the money with a shooter's game where you can be Kyle Rittenhouse and you get to kill liberal creatures. Now, again, if that is a classic definition of stochastic terrorism, let's just call this for what it is every time it happens. That is a classic example of stochastic terrorism. You are basically calling open season on liberals by doing that. And if you don't think you are, I'd like to remind you that there are plenty of people on the right who are dim. I'm sorry, folks. They heed the call of their masters. So anyone who thinks that this is just Kyle being Kyle and it's an innocent little thing, shut the fuck up. There's nothing innocent about this. And by the way, the GOP is grooming this little punk to be in the Congress in a few years. Best we put the kibosh on that soon. Then we have the Evangelicals. Now they're whining and sniveling, and they're unhappy with Donald. They're unhappy because they feel as though he has, how did they put it? He has used them. Well, you know what? I wish I could feel some kind of empathy for you. But the fact of the matter is, the evangelicals in this country are evil. It's as simple as that. They're evil. They're bigoted. They're, they've got their agenda. And they used Donald Trump to achieve that agenda. But now that he's acting like the sniveling little fucking man baby that he is, they don't want anything to do with him. So they're going to pour their fucking bribe money into Ron DeSatan's coffers because he's probably going to run in 2024. I have no use for the evangelicals, okay? This is supposed to be a non-taxable entity, but they play games in politics all year long. They donate money. They tell people for how to vote from the pulpit. That's not the way things go. But no one holds these people accountable. It's just, another thing that is not, it's a rule that is, again, not enforced. But as far as the evangelicals concerned, they're whining. I'm sorry. I don't feel one fucking bit bad for you. I really don't. You're ready to go out and just repeat this process again with a different piece of shit. I mean, honestly, Ron DeSantis is only 44 years old. He is like Donald Trump on some kind of crack. All right. So sorry, folks. You know what I think? I think you ought to get out of the politics business and talk to the pulpit about your people's souls instead of worrying about who you're putting in the White House. Maybe that'd be a better use of your time and money. And just to close this out, I just have to let you know, this is a real shut the fuck up moment. Kanye West has asked Donald Trump to be his running mate in 2024. You got to be kidding me. That's what we call scraping the bottom of the barrel, folks. They can all shut the fuck up. I will talk to you all later. You guys have a great night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.